to our mini series of Top Engineering Challenge winners. Today we have the pleasure to interview Julio Casal. Thank you for being with us here today.
Thank you, Alexandra, for this invitation.
So to begin, we will start with part one, which is the introduction. So if you could introduce yourself briefly, that'd be great.
Okay, well, briefly, actually very briefly, I'm a 33 years old materials engineer. I also have a master's degree in mechanical engineering. I'm from Venezuela.
Okay, very interesting. And where do you currently live?
Well, right now I am in Spain, in Vigo. I have been in many places during the last 8 years, something like that. Sweden, Venezuela, Chile, and now recently Spain.
Okay, great. And what do you dedicate yourself to?
Well, in the last 8 years, more or less, I have been working in the field of engineering. Yes, more or less like 8 years, more or less. Previously to that, I was involved in R&D, especially in Venezuela and Sweden. Well, right now I'm working in an engineering company in Vigo, doing or solving problems with simulations, especially for the industry.
Okay, and for example, why did you choose engineering as your studies?
Well, since I was a child, I developed abilities related to engineering, curiosity about physics, maths, structural mindset, and so on. Later, I also developed devotion to solve problems using these skills. And early in my life, I knew that I wanted to study engineering. My dad was an engineer, my uncle as well. And well, my only problem was that I didn't know which one to choose. Actually, I started studying computer science. After that, I changed to materials engineering. And well, finally, I pursued my master in mechanical engineering. So it's a bit different formation background.
Of course, no, very impressive. Now we're going to part two, which are motivations for participating in engineering challenges. So to begin, how did you find an motive?
Well, if I remember well, I received an invitation from a non-motive in LinkedIn. And then, well, after that, I did some research about the webpage and I felt curious about it. Well, actually, the challenge that I won was the first one which I participated.
That's wonderful. And speaking of, what was the challenge that you participated in and why did you decide to participate?
Yeah, well, that challenge was one related to make some proposals on applications, real applications to a new alloy that was developed for a company in Chile. And this alloy was a mixture with copper and graphene.
Okay, and did you invest a lot of time in preparing your first submission for the challenge?
Well, yes, normally the first submission is always the most time consuming because, well, you have to do a lot of research and you have to put some order in the ideas. Actually, I developed a solution in my free times after work. And it can take me several days to complete the first document since I can only take some minutes every day or maybe an hour or two. So it's kind of tricky.
Of course, I can only imagine. And did you want to win or simply gain experience?
Well, I always want to win when I participate in something. Well, however, I have signed up in some challenge with not much information and expecting to receive more information that allows me to idealize a solution, but sometimes I have not been able to find one. So.
For example, did you have any prior experience with this kind of challenge?
No, never. Innovative has been the only platform where I have participated in engineering challenges.
Okay, great. Now we'll be moving on to part 3, which is finalizing the learning moments. And I'd like to ask you, how did you come up with the solution to the challenge that you won?
Well, I did several research, and after that, I remember a class in the time I was a student in material science. In that class, the professor was very focused on an alloy that had a very good properties regarding to not only mechanical but self-lubricating properties. So, well, with that in mind, I did some more research, focused myself in this kind of solution, and after that, I came to my mind with this solution.
Okay, and did you work independently or within a group?
Mostly alone. However, only once, I participated in a challenge with a team. I wanted to live the experience of working in this kind of challenges with a team. So I called a couple of friends in the university. We signed up for an Instagram challenge on treatment of mining tails.
Oh, okay, very interesting. And what do you believe are the benefits of working within a group instead of independently?
Well, actually, this experience was very rewarding for me. Actually, very challenging. But I think that the best thing that I can take about this experience is the coordination of the time among all the integrants of the team. And of course, to put our ideas and try um, to get the best idea for all the challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. And how was working remotely for a foreign company, and would you do it again?
Yes, of course, I will do it again. I'm waiting for my challenge within or near my field expertise, since, well, I need to feel that I have possibilities to win. Otherwise, I'd rather not to participate.
Fair enough, of course. And to finalize the interview, my last question for you is, what recommendations or what advice do you have to other young engineers from across the globe?
Well, participate, don't be afraid. Any idea is always welcome, even those which you might have no much faith on.
That's wonderful advice. Well, the interview is now complete. Therefore, thank you very much for your time and for sharing with us your experience here at Enomotive. And we loved having you.
Thank you very much, Alexander.